Hey there, do-it-yourselfers. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and it would be an even better day if everyone wasn't dealing with COVID mania. But hey, we'll make the best of it, and it is a good day to work on my Tundra. So that's what we'll do. So today we're going to be installing a diff drop, and that is to lower your front differential or transfer case so your proper geometry from the factory can be maintained even though you have a lift on your truck. This truck has a mild lift, 2.5 inch to 3 inch, but it still is a good idea, and I can show you why by looking at these tires. And you should be able to see it now. Maybe back up a little bit, but you can see how these tires have worn on the outside edge, and it's still got some decent tread left in the middle, but once you get to the edge, not so much. And that's partly because of the lifted nature of the truck and the fact that I have not had a diff drop, and that's probably the biggest thing. And then the other thing is camber. What's camber? Camber is part of your alignment, and what camber does is it's if you're looking at the middle of the wheel, the middle of the tire here, and if you push it back in toward the frame, then that's negative camber. If you push it out like towards the outside of the vehicle, that's positive camber. And what this truck really needs, as opposed to the factory settings, is a little bit more negative camber due to the lift. But the diff drop and a little bit of negative camber should take care of this problem I'm having right here. And I need new tires and new wheels anyways. Chrome's coming off of these things, so it's time to move on. But the first step is a la diff drop. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to show you was the kit that I bought from Amazon. It is Supreme Suspensions. You get a bag of swag with it, some stickers and bottle opener, things like that. And the real important part, though, is the actual diff drop kit itself. You've got your bolts that are going to replace the factory ones, holding up the differential. You've got your 1-inch spacers, and these are hardened bolts, by the way, 8.8 hardened. And then these are going to be 22 millimeter. These are the nuts that go with it. Notice that you got the nylon lock in there. These are the bolts that you're going to use to lower the skid plate just a little bit, and I can show you what that's all about. The Supreme Suspensions kit does come with 1 page of instructions. It's pretty straightforward. I paid about $26 on sale, regularly $30 on Amazon, and I'll put a link to that product in the description below. These are the tools I'm using. My go-to set of sockets and ratchet for the skid plate. A lot of them are 12 millimeter, but I think I've got a couple 14s in there perhaps. 19 millimeter wrench and socket, 1/2 inch to remove the factory bolts, 22 for the new Supreme Suspensions kit. I always like to have a breaker bar handy if I need it, with the 1/2 inch, and then once we're installing, I've got the torque wrench. Quick tip as we start this next step is raise the hood. During the daytime it can give you more light. It's always good to have a light underneath though as well. And what we're going to do next is we're going to remove this bolt and the corresponding one on the other side, and we're going to have the 19 millimeter socket and ratchet down here, in this case a breaker bar, and we're going to put the wrench up on top, and then we're going to break these loose, and then we're going to put a jack up underneath the transfer case. Okay, so here's the old bolt and washer and nut setup. The only thing we're going to reuse is this washer right here. It's going to go back underneath this bushing, and we're going to reuse that with the new bolt and washer and the spacer. The spacer, you can see on this side, is going to go in between the frame and this upper washer right here. I mean, this upper bushing right here, and I'll show you that. We need to lower our jack, our diff, just a little bit with the jack, so we got to go real easy. Okay, I wanted to show you the completed installation as far as the spacers go. So there's the spacer up underneath the frame, and there's the bushing and the new bolt with the reused washer there. And then up on top you can see the new nut fastened to the bolt right there. And that's it. Now we got to put the skid plate back on. Okay, now the good thing about this kit, I think, is that for the skid plate on the rear bolts, it supplies new rear bolts, which are longer, and a spacer, which goes in between the plate and the frame to be able to tighten it up now with the diff drop. We'll see if it works well. Hopefully it will. This is a plastic spacer, so I'm not too wild about that, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, and here I wanted you to be able to see the spacer, the little plastic spacer, once it's under or in between the frame and the skid plate. But that's it. Back up a little bit, kind of give you a perspective. That's where that thing is, right there. And that's it. Not much of a noticeable difference to the naked eye, but certainly should help the CV boots, and with a good alignment should help these tires too. Again, you can see how it's worn more on the outside over here than it has on the rest of the tires, so hopefully that will help that. I'm gonna need some new tires anyway. So until next time, thank you all. It would be great if you'd like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. Thanks.